Brisbane is in the middle of one of the most exciting growth chapters in its history. Global investment is rising, innovation is accelerating, and the countdown to 2032 is reshaping the city's future. I'm Belinda Coates, and this is The Connector. Joining us today is Anthony Ryan, CEO of the Brisbane Economic Development Agency, to share what's really driving Brisbane's momentum. Thanks for joining us, Anthony. I understand you're a little bit jet lagged. You've just got off a plane, so thanks for fitting us in.
No worries, Belinda. Yeah, I just got in from Shanghai. It was a whirlwind trip. I was there for 36 hours.
Woo! That sounds fun. Anthony, with the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games on the horizon, is there a better time to be leading an economic agency?
Not at all. Sometimes I pinch myself. The energy that we're seeing in this city at the moment is something that we've never experienced before. As you might know, that the State of the City report that we've just released in its second version in August talks about the fact that we've got this incredible runway to 2032. That is the catalyst, but it's not the reason behind the growth. There's so much work going in medtech, life sciences, the actual, for the first time, we're noticing that Brisbane is really starting to understand its geographical sort of advantages, being so close to the Asia Pacific region. And for the first time as well, when we travel to places like Shanghai the last couple of days, instead of us asking for meetings, they're asking for meetings with us.
I think definitely when I've been visiting Brisbane over the last 10 to 20 years, definitely recently I've noticed that you have to look left and right to cross the road now. It's so busy. But for those who may not know, what's BEDA's role in all of this and the link to the Olympics?
In essence, Brisbane Economic Development's role, we're a subsidiary of Brisbane City Council. So our Lord Mayor is our great shareholder. I have a board that sits above us through my chair, Paul Spiro, and our role is to grow the economic pie of Brisbane, to grow the brand of Brisbane, extend its interstate, intrastate and international recognition for our city, to look for opportunities to create major events and business events. So we certainly have a focus on the visitor economy here, on investment and in business growth, aviation attraction. It all fits under our umbrella, and certainly we've had some great wins, particularly in the last 24 months.
So much is happening. Brisbane's economy is projected to hit $275 billion by 2041. So what's driving that growth other than what you've been talking about with aviation and medtech and et cetera, and obviously the Olympics, but what else is driving that growth?
Well, I think the 275 billion figure is exciting, but what's even more exciting is that for the first time this year, Brisbane's economy went past $200 billion for the first time, our GRP. And more importantly, it's grown by 28 billion in 4 years. And before that, it took another 12 years to get that 28 billion. So we're accelerating quickly.
It's really ramping up, isn't it?
And it's so particularly post-COVID, there was a little bit of a fallacy that those that were attracting and coming into Brisbane were the grey nomads, sort of leaving Sydney and Melbourne to get into the warmer climates and their lifestyle. But that's wrong. We are now the fastest growing working age population of all of Australia. So people are coming here for the lifestyle. So it's like putting a Rubik's Cube together. Yeah. We put so much energy into our creating really enjoyable precincts like Howard Smith Wharves and South Bank.
Beautiful precincts, stunning precincts actually that are being developed.
And they're world class. They genuinely are world class. And so people come here and they say, this is a place where I can live. It's a place now that I can actually really enjoy. And the precincts have created a new energy and a personality for the city that and for the first time, we're imagining that the river is a tourism mecca as well. As you probably would have noticed, Brisbane now is the hero of Queensland tourism. It's a $13.7 billion economy. If you compare that to, say, for that sector, if you compare it with the Gold Coast, you think it's going to be the hero of tourism. That's sitting at about 7.5 billion. And so it's surprisingly buoyant, our visitor economy, and it's because of our always on major events, always on business events. But it's now the precincts. People are coming here, and instead of going straight to the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast or Cairns, they're actually staying and exploring those areas, but coming back to Brisbane.
And the restaurants and the lifestyle, as you say, is just getting better and better. But not only that, Brisbane is now ranked among the world's top 40 innovative cities.
Yeah.
What's behind that reputation?
We've snuck in. We're sitting at 37.
37. Well, that's.
But the thing for that, Belinda, is stats are great, and you can utilise them in any way for advantages. But if you look at all the cities that qualify, that puts us in the top 0.5% of innovation in innovative cities globally. And what is driving it is Brisbane now is the largest health precinct in the whole of the Southern Hemisphere. So
the largest health precinct in the Southern Hemisphere. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we've hit a critical mass. When Dr. Ian Fraser, brought global attention to Brisbane with the first cancer vaccination, that started that whole idea of self-belief. And so other innovators in the health space, more and more people started coming and thinking that they could do the same. And so what we're now finding is from across the world, very strong investment interest in setting up life science precincts in places like Bogger Road, places like Hurston or out at the airport where there's a lot of available land. And then that also would be seen as a huge advantage when the other thing that I think is even more exciting than the Olympics is if we can get PsiQuantum up and running in the next 2 years, that'll be the world's first commercially viable computer.
And there's so much to talk about with PsiQuantum that we won't have time to get to, but isn't it incredible that Brisbane is, it's not just about the stadiums and the transport that we expect it's going to be about with the Olympics coming up. Incredibly large health precinct, attracting life sciences, and this supercomputer PsiQuantum. And we all want to know, though, why did PsiQuantum choose such a hot place in Australia? Melbourne's much cooler.
The thing is that we had the meeting in our office with PsiQuantum and government, and so we were sort of the matchmaker that was helping in those initial stages. And it would seem that the University of Queensland and other universities in Queensland have been incubators for some of the greatest quantum physicists in the world. And they've been all around the world doing their thing. And they've now decided, let's bring it back home. This is their great nod or their greatest affirmation of our state and our city. Let's come back. And so, you've got these modern day Leonardo da Vinci's that are now living here in Brisbane, thinking about how that they can bring this quantum computer to life. And where it's really exciting, Belinda, is if we can put a life science precinct on the edge of that computer, and that PsiQuantum computer then focuses on medical breakthroughs, that will be something that humanity will benefit from hugely. And from an economic perspective, I'm not a quantum physicist, but I do know...
You're excited about it, though, I can tell, aren't you? It's a real game changer for Brisbane.
Yeah, and to best utilise it, they have to be in the footprint of that computer. So you have the Sanofis and the Johnsons & Johnsons of this world are now seriously looking at how that they will establish satellite offices or satellite organisations here within the footprint of Brisbane.
I'm getting tingles. I mean, this is incredible. Health, life sciences, tech, and also Brisbane has just been named Australia's #1 sporting city. How can the other cities even compete?
Well, that really annoys Melbourne because they've always named themselves as that.
Are you saying there's competition between Melbourne and Brisbane?
Absolutely. I was on radio the other day with the radio DJ ringing me up and saying, how can you lay claim to being Australia's sporting capital. So I agree. Melbourne, has fantastic mega events, sort of
Yeah.
like Formula One. But where it is the Olympic and Paralympic runway, so they do, and what has created outside of those mega events is this always-on interest. So we have, outside of the NRL Magic Round this weekend, BEDA's involved in the PGA. We've got the we had the British Irish Lions this year.
Yeah.
And the fact that we've got 17 new stadiums that are going to be built for the Olympics.
17 new stadiums will be built for the Olympics. I had to repeat that. 17? What?
It is 17 new areas, not all the stadiums. So sorry,
sporting 17 new sporting precincts. Incredible.
Absolutely. And the thing that is, where I think originally everyone got the narrative wrong, that we were building for the Olympics and Paralympics. We're not. As you said in your introduction, Brisbane is now the fastest growing economy and the fastest growing population in the whole of Australia. So we're actually building for our growth. So we're not building stadiums for 2032. What we're doing is building stadiums because we are the new black. We're a city that is
the new future city of Australia and the world, I would say. And just as a last question for you, because we do need to wrap up, this has been absolutely incredible. Is Australia doing enough to attract global investment to deliver this ambition for Brisbane?
I think we can always do more. And I think one of the things that Brisbane is doing better than the rest of Australia, and I think we'll see dividends from that, is that there's a sense of genuine collaboration here in the city. So, for instance, BEDA heads up what's called the Better Brisbane Alliance. And who sits on that are leaders of who have cross-sector responsibility in leadership. And we've all got together, we get together 2 or 3 times a year and we work out how we hunt as a pack. And we are very much focused at the moment on getting infrastructure correct, utilising that state of the city to attract. And when you have leaders deciding to not just talk about collaboration, but genuinely living collaboration, most cities can't say that. We're living it and we're seeing huge benefits as a result of that.
Well, you certainly are, Anthony. I'm very inspired having spoken to you. I'm so glad we could fit you in, having just landed from Shanghai. Best of luck, and I look forward to seeing the growth of Brisbane. Thank you so much for joining us.
I really enjoyed it, Belinda. Thank you.
That's the show for today. This program has been brought to you by Harper. This is Ticker, and we'll be right back.